Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. Today we're back at the Dream Garage building pad, and we're removing the last of the logs that are in my way. We also have a big stump to remove, and yeah, it's a nice day. It's supposed to snow in about 2 hours, so I'm down here trying to get as much done as I can before it snows. Right here, I'm going to start piling up all the organic material from these trees, get it out of the way and get it ready to haul off. I'm going to bring in a dump trailer in about a week, and I'm going to have all these piles ready to go. A lot of it I'm going to save for firewood. The bigger pieces I'll cut up for firewood. And then right here I'm digging out for this big stump. And this is my last big stump, about the size of a Volkswagen. And I'm hoping to be able to haul these stumps off to the dump because they're hard to deal with. Right here you can see me pushing all this stuff into a pile, and I've got to go down this little valley and get that last log down there from the top of the tree. That's where it fell, right there. I don't usually cut down live trees, but these three trees were in the way of the shop and I didn't really have a choice. Here I am pulling out another 12-footer from down in that little valley where the tree had fallen. When I was younger, I used to rent backhoes all the time, but excavators are so much faster and easier to use. I really like using the excavator better than the backhoe. Although the one nice thing about the backhoe is you can get on the side of a hill and use your outriggers to stabilize yourself, and that's kind of nice. But the excavator is a lot faster. Right here I'm using a 1-foot bucket to try to get around this stump. And here's this guy's bringing in some crushed concrete, really nice compaction material. He ended up getting stuck and I had to push him out with my bucket. More logs. After he got stuck, I ended up spreading some of that crushed concrete up there so he wouldn't get stuck on his next trip over. Right here I'm back to piling up more of this material. I do have a wood chipper that I could chip a lot of the smaller branches, which I might start doing. I'm supposed to get a dump trailer next week, but if I don't get it in time, I might just start chipping it up. It kind of makes nice mulch. Right there, I think this guy gets stuck right there. Yeah, right here is where I push him out. I'm surprised the excavator could push that guy. That's a pretty big truck. And then I fill it all in so next time he doesn't get stuck. Back on the big stump. Each one of these stumps took me a couple hours to dig out. I'll work on it for a while and then I'll go do something else and then come back and work on it. But they're embedded in rocks and they were tough to get out. You can see some of the sizes of those rocks that I'm having to deal with. Nothing's ever easy in life. A lot of people think, if you want something like this little shop that I want, I'm going to have to work for it. It's going to take some work. It's fun to do, but it is going to take some work. Because of all the rocks, it's going to take a lot more effort to get a nice graded pad and to get really good compaction. I try to give different video footage from different angles, and sometimes I'll use my drone, but I recently broke my drone, so that's like the third drone that I've broke. So, and they're like $800 a piece. So I decided to try. There's a drone on Amazon that shoots 1080p, and it's supposed to hover really nice. And it was $75. So I'm actually going to give it a try next week. So stay tuned and we'll try that out. But right here, this is footage from my GoPro. And yeah, I try to do some different angles. This was not that great of an angle because it's getting a reflection from that glass. So I'm probably going to try to mount this in a different place next time. Maybe even mount it on the boom, although I don't know how long it would last up there. But it's kind of fun to try to give different angles. Here's a big rock. I'm trying to save some interesting rocks that I pull out that I could maybe build a retaining wall or some decorative landscape with it. A lot of people really like these big rocks, so every time I find a really big one, I try to set it aside or just shove it over the hill. This is probably the toughest dirt that I've had to work with in a long time, just because of the sheer volume of rocks in it. And it's going to take me a lot of effort to get it to where I'm satisfied with how it is. There's some big rocks. Some of them are pretty nice. Actually, I pulled out some pretty good slabs and some pretty square, like rectangular type boulders that will look good in landscaping. You can't even push through the soil without hitting some big rock, and then you got to pull it out. And this is a tough project. You can see that stump right there. It's about 6 feet in length and probably 5 feet in diameter. And there it is right there. It was tough to get out of there. Look at that thing. It's just embedded with big stones too. But I got it out. Here's a different angle. Here's a different angle of me pulling the stump out. And there it goes. Now you can see up here by where I'm taking this, there's the other two. And you can see how big they are. Those are 3 big stumps. And I'm hoping to be able to just haul those to the dump and dump them. Once I get the stump out, I switch over to this 2-foot bucket and get back to work. The nice thing is now I don't have to deal with any more stumps, and I can just concentrate on grading and clearing these rocks out of here. Of course, it's endless supply of rocks. There's good money in rocks, actually. A landscaper friend told me they pay good money for these big boulders, so I don't know. We'll have to see how many I pull out of here. Maybe I'll be able to sell a few of them. Once I get the pad dimensionally in a pretty decent, where I think it's looking good, then I'll bring my laser down and start shooting elevations and figure out where the actual footings are going to go. And thanks for watching this episode of Outlaw Woodworking. Please subscribe, like the video, and I will see you next time. Later.